All right, hello all and welcome. My name's Rachel Navy, aka Villagio Strega, if you'd like to follow me over there on Facebook or TikTok. I have Icarus in the background and a barking dog outside, but these things happen here on my little farm. Nonetheless, I'm reading tonight for David Robinson, or Daniel Robinson, excuse me. I've become aware of this case recently through a family member. I did do a little exploring, very brief exploring. Here's what I know about the Daniel Robinson case. Somewhere out west in a desert area, I want to say like New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado even, Utah, but somewhere in the southwest region. Daniel Robinson went missing, possibly after an anthropology or archaeology trip. It seems like that was what his interest was and why he was there. His father's name is David. I've learned that. I forget the mother's name. I know he's roughly 24 years old, and he's been missing for over a week now. I know there's something in relation to the car and thank you, Icarus, and the ignition being turned over so many times. What I've instantly picked up, or even through reading, was a great sense of fear and urgency. I have heard through a family member that there may have been like some concern over like Mexican cartel or something along those lines, or suspicions of that kind of activity within the search for him. But as of right now, he's still missing. So, of course, I want to ask our ancestors, or ask my ancestors and spirit guides, as well as his, if there's any messages that need to come through that would be helpful to locating him, finding his whereabouts, or remains, if that's the worst case. So, I'm gonna flip this over immediately. What just turned over on me is the 8 of Swords energy. So there's a stuck energy, or he himself feels stuck at this time. So let me just flip this down here for you guys, and let's see what we get. I'm going to put that card actually up here at the top, because I feel it has some bearing to the situation at this time. And let's just take a look at the challenges for Daniel Robinson, missing person Daniel Robinson at this time. Okay, High Priestess energy. What do we need to know in regards to Daniel Robinson, who is missing at this time? What messages would you like to give us about Daniel Robinson and his whereabouts? I feel like these meant to go like that. Okay. Daniel Robinson and his whereabouts, please. What messages do we have for Daniel Robinson? One more, please. Thank you. Okay. In addition to these cards, I am also going to draw. I think I'll use the good tarot, so we can get a real good picture. And then I'm going to pick up the angel deck here too, to see what else we need to know. And I really want to clarify here, is Daniel Robinson in a safe place? Despite missing, is Daniel Robinson in a safe place? Thank you. Daniel Robinson in a safe place. I've got the 3 of Fire, 2 of Water, Messenger of Air, and I'm just going to set those there for now. I'm going to pull one more from the Archangel deck, and then we're going to talk about all these cards out here and what they're representing at this time. More messages in regards to Daniel Robinson. Okay. Okay, so I've got Leadership, Hello from Heaven, and Counselor. So here's what's going on with Daniel Robinson. We've got the High Priestess energy, the Page of Cups, the Death card, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. Now I'm going to flip this up here, and we're going to walk through this together. We know that this is a stuck energy, like someone feels trapped in a situation, is what the 8 of Swords is reminiscent of. It's the energy of, I feel hopeless, I'm lost in my thoughts, I have doubts, I have fears, I see no end to this situation. But it's kind of like an energy often that we we bring about ourselves where we're worried or we're anxious or we just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel in our own lives. With that in mind, as our key card here to the reading, the High Priestess speaks of using our intuition, right? Using that inner voice, balancing that inner voice with what's being presented for the knowledge and the wisdom of the situation. This is his card here. He's represented by the Page of Cups. This is somebody who is very enthusiastic, young as he was. Zest for life, very loving, very fun, exciting energy here going on. And what I really feel is that, again, using the intuition in the situation, is that he was out there doing something he was very enthusiastic and very passionate about at the time. There could have been some sort of new romance in his life or some sort of new exciting journey he was beginning in his life at that time. Then I'm hit with the current situation of the Death card energy and the Queen of Wands. What does this mean? Well, it means we're challenged with mortality, yes. Because these two show up together, this is definitely a transformative energy. So in other words, it would be representing his energy has transformed. Do I think that Daniel Robinson is still alive? No, I do not believe he is at this time. Not just because of these two cards showing up, but what I have in the Good Tarot and the Angel deck here as well, the Archangel deck here as well. So, sad as I hate to convey that news, but this is what I feel. I feel he's in a transformative state, but that it's a peaceful one, that it's a state of freedom, that there's no suffering involved, that what started out with this situation was feeling stuck and oppressive and hopeless, and however it came about is now transformed energy, transmuted energy, going from the negative situation of his passing and into a more positive one. Here it is now kind of like, okay, what do I do? How does the spirit transcend? What do we do with this situation now? How else do we look at this situation? And to answer that is the Good Tarot cards. To answer that, there is the Three of Fire, there is Two of Water, and Messengers of Air. So we have a Two of Cups energy, a Three of Wands, and a sword, a Page of Swords of air. We need to start looking towards the future and dealing with how this situation is going to be transformed. We need to be looking at like leadership. There's some sort of weird leadership involvement with this situation. Who's in power is what I'm picking up, or who's in charge of the investigation, perhaps, in regards to this case. And there may be this, oddly enough, there may be kind of like this sense of tied to a loved one, is what I'm also picking up for Daniel. There is going to be clarity brought to the situation. There is going to be more information soon that does bring in some clarity to the situation as to how he was removed from the vehicle. I've said all along when I first heard about this case, and I know it's crazy, but I feel like there was something like otherworldly or some sort of extraterrestrial there. I'm going to say it like some sort of extraterrestrial indication, or a skinwalker or something along those lines. I'm seeing for the Archangel messages, I'm seeing leadership, hello from heaven, and counselor. This is the overall message from, I think, him and the spirit guides saying like, okay, it's going to be a grieving process. That there's going to be recognition, either remains are found, or no, remains will be found. Remains will eventually be found. But there needs to be a new direction. They need to look in a new direction for things. is what this is indicating to me in order to get more clarity on the situation. And it's like someone else is going to come into the case that wasn't there before. There's going to be some sort of new leadership or some sort of new investigator of sorts that takes the investigation in a new direction as to where they will find remains, where the body's located, where how this came about. There's definitely an element of sadness I'm connecting with now, like a sadness from Daniel. There's definitely an energy of terrifying. I hear terrifying. What happened was terrifying. And it's as though he was removed from the vehicle, taken somewhere else, across the border, perhaps. In the sky. You're in the sky. I know it gets bizarre, but this is what I'm hearing. Or look towards the sky. Maybe there's a mountain or a cliff or some large like mesa. So let's see if we can pull in something in regards to specific location. For Daniel Robinson, can I have a location, please? Let's see if the cards can help us find a location or time. So this Page of Wands came out again. It's going to be hard to find. There's a lot of ideas as to where Daniel is located, but it's almost as though like time's running out on the situation. It's like whatever they are, new ideas they have, they need to choose a direction and go with it because time is running out. Why is time running out? Let's see if we can clarify why time is running out for Daniel Robinson. Time is running out because leadership again. Three of Wands and a conflict. If he's held hostage somewhere or has been held hostage somewhere, let's say he's not gone. He hasn't passed yet. He's being held hostage somewhere and they're trying to figure out a way to negotiate. There's a leader involved. There's some sort of, this may be cartel. There's a, take me to your leader. Yeah, okay. I keep thinking extraterrestrial, but it's not. It's not extraterrestrial. There is like some sort of like societal, like secret society kind of energy coming through. And rest. Okay, so he wants peace. There's a conflict. I got the Four of Swords out now. Let's say Daniel is still alive, right? Because we're clarifying whereabouts. The whereabouts is part of the conflict, obviously. That's why he's missing. The whereabouts is finding him as a matter of time. So he may have been alive still for a period of time. Very scared, but alone somewhere. And there needs to be strong leadership in a new direction to find him. Or there has been some sort of leader of like a gang or some sort of weird societal thing that was chasing after him. Or he became aware of something. And he's been chased after. There was a conflict that arose. But I feel like time has run out or time is running out for him. I don't feel he's alive. I don't feel he's with us anymore. I think it's been a matter of time, but that he unfortunately suffered in some way. Unfortunately, this was a long, drawn out thing. But now he finally has peace. is what this Four of Swords is indicating to me. Well, that's interesting energy. And I may reread this again just to check myself here. Just to double check the energies that are coming through. But long of the short, here's my summary of what I'm gathering from the information that's coming through, both with the cards and intuitively, is that there was some sort of conflict because he observed something that maybe he should not have. And in trying to get away, there was a sabotage of the situation. And despite his efforts to get away, there was some sort of leader of this organization, secret societal thing, that the conflict was with. And I think perhaps that he was held hostage for a period of time, but that he is with us no more. That the direction that investigators are looking in, there's either going to be a new bit of information or a new lead that's going to take it like in a totally different time zone even. A totally different direction. And up high, I hear look towards the sky. So perhaps it is on top of a mesa. Perhaps it's higher than their heads. And that is why it's been a challenge. So this may be something that gets noticed through a helicopter. This may be something that's noticed through like a drone footage or something like that when his body is discovered. I also pick up on a water tower or like an oil tower thing. I think it's an oil tower. From what I'm seeing, it's a very strange conical shape, not like a silo, but with a pointy kind of sloped roof on it. Very similar, like I see like an Oklahoma style windmill too in the area. And I really feel there's like a, I guess they're called mesas because those are the flat top mountains. I really feel there's an area near a mesa where this oil tower in particular is, where his remains will be located. So there you have it. It'll be interesting to see what happens next in the Daniel Robinson case. But blessed be, let his spirit be freed from this, and let's find some ease towards the family for sure. So blessed be.